Good day, class. Our topic is all about Introduction to Linear Inequalities. So, a linear inequality, class, is a mathematical sentence that compares quantities. Okay? So, if we have the given quantities or expressions, we have to compare the two. And when we say inequality in one variable, to say that the inequality in one variable is linear if the highest power of the variable is 1. For example, we have x. So this inequality in one variable is linear since our variable or the power of our variable here is just 1. Same way with when we have 2x, all right? So 2 is the constant and x is the variable. As you can see, the highest power of the variable is still 1. Another example here would be 3x minus 5. Since we have here the numerical coefficient of the variable x, which is 3, still our highest power or exponent for the variable x is 1. Therefore, these examples are examples of linear. An inequality represents an unequal relationship of two expressions, which one is greater or less than the other. So if we have here x and y, we have to compare the two expressions. It could be x is greater or x could be lesser than y. Okay? So we have here the following inequality symbols. We have the equals with the slash that's being read as, or that means is not equal to. So of course, if it's equal, there shouldn't be a slash here. But if there is, it's being read as it is not equal to. Another, this symbol, it's being read as is greater than, or is more than, or exceeds. Okay? If there's a slash to it, meaning to say it's not greater than or it's not more than. Okay? Next is for this symbol. As you can see, for you not to be confused with the two symbols, just make this one, if it's less than, meaning to say it starts with letter L, like, right? It's just like a slanted L, okay? Facing the right. So it's being read as is less than or is fewer than. The one with the slash, meaning to say it is not less than. And another one, this symbol greater than with an equal or an underline under it. So it's being read as is greater than or equal to, or is at least. Okay? If there's a slash to it, it is not greater than or equal to. And if it's less than with this equal at the bottom but only one underline, it's being read as is less than or equal to or is at most. And lastly, the one that has a slash is being read as is not less than or not equal to. Okay, so having the knowledge of mathematical symbols and their respective meanings enables us to translate verbal statements or phrases into mathematical equations. So we can now have the translation of verbal statements into mathematical sentences. So let us have the following examples. 5 is greater than x. So earlier, we studied the different symbols in inequalities, right? So we could write this as 5, the symbol for greater than, 5 is greater than x. Okay? As you can see, class, this symbol, the opening is on the greater. Okay? So if it opens to the 5, meaning to say 5 is greater than the other or than x. All right? Another example. 16 divided by twice a number y is greater than or equal to 5. So here, let's have first the first expression, 16. Let's write it. Divided by twice a number y. So we have here the number y. Twice of it is 2 times or simply 2y. All right? Is greater than or equal to. So our symbol for greater than or equal to, there's an underline below. All right? 5. So 16 divided by twice the number y is greater than or equal to 5. So this is how we write this English phrase into mathematical sentence. Another example, we have the sum of two consecutive positive integers is less than 20. So here, since we don't know the consecutive positive integers, we can write it as our x. However, on the number line, we know that the consecutive positive integer starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So since our first integer, positive integer is x, that's pertaining, for example, to 1, how do we get the 2? Because it's 1, 2, 3, and so on. So meaning to say the next consecutive integer, positive integer is x plus 1. So that when we add the value of x, which is 1 to 1, the answer is 2. Can you follow? So that would be x plus the quantity x plus 1. Since we are only looking for the two consecutive positive integers. So that would be x plus the quantity x plus 1. Why do we need to add it? Because of the word sum. Okay? Is less than 20. So meaning to say the opening should be on the 20 since 20 is greater than the two consecutive positive integers. Therefore, x plus the quantity x plus 1 is less than 20. And as you can see, the symbol is like a slanted L. Okay, next, 9 subtracted from thrice of n is at most 81. So how do we translate this one into mathematical sentence? So we have here 9 subtracted from thrice of n, meaning to say we have 3 times of n. This one is subtracted from, 9 is being subtracted from thrice of n. So that would be 3 times n or 3n minus 9. Okay, because we subtract 9 from 3n. Okay, and we have here the phrase at most, meaning to say it is greater than or less than or equal to 81. Okay, meaning to say the maximum or at most is 81. So it should be less than or equal to 81. Okay, so 3n minus 9 is at most 81. All right. So now let's move on to the following properties of inequalities. So for the properties of inequalities, the following properties here, class, hold true for any real number A, B, and C. So we have here, last topics, we discussed about the linear equation. Okay, we also have here the same properties for inequalities. So the first one would be for transitive property of inequality, or what we call the TPI. That states that for all real numbers A, B, and C, if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then our A is greater than C. And another, if A is less than B and B is less than C, then our A is less than C. How does it work? Let's have here an example. So for the first one, if our 5 is greater than 2 and 2 is greater than 0, therefore our A, which is 5, is also greater than our C, which is 0. Alright? And it just means that the first quantity, if the first quantity is greater than the second, and the second is greater than the third, therefore the first is greater than the third quantity. Alright? For the other example, if we have here 1/4 is less than 1/2, and 1/2, or our B, is less than a 3/2, or 1 and 1/2, right? Then, meaning to say, 1/4 is of course less than 3/2, or 1 and 1/2. Therefore, we have proven that this one is true. Okay? Next would be the addition property of inequality. It states that for all real numbers A, B, and C, if our A is greater than B, then A plus C is greater than B plus C. Another, if A is less than B, then A plus C is just less than B plus C. So in other words, class, if we have here A is greater than B, when we add the same number to both sides of the inequality, meaning to say A would still be greater than B. Okay? Let's have this example. If our A class is 2 and our B is -7, so we have here if 2, our A is 2 plus -6 is greater than -7, then 2 plus -6 plus 3, so if we add the 3 to both sides of the inequality, then 2 plus the quantity -6 plus 3 is still greater than -7 plus 3. Let's try to simplify, okay? So we have here our A as 2 plus -6 and our B as -7, okay? So if we add the 3 to both sides of the inequality, 2 plus -6 is -4, plus 3 is -1. Is -1 greater than -7 plus 3? -7 plus 3 is -4. So we have here -1 is greater than -4. Okay? So this one is true. Yeah, -1 is greater than -4. Alright? Next property would be multiplication property of inequality. So here, just like in addition property of inequality, it's just multiplication. If we have here A is less than B and C is less than 0, then A times C, or AC, is less than BC. And vice versa, if we have A is greater than B and C now is greater than 0, meaning to say on the first example, C is a negative number. And for the second, C is a positive since it's greater than 0, right? Then AC is greater than BC. So let's have an example here. If our A is 20 and our B is 12, okay? So let's write it down. If A is 20, so if 20 is greater than our B, which is 12, then, as you can see, if we try to multiply C, let's have C as number 2. 2 is greater than 0, right? So when we multiply 2 to our A, which is 20, and 2 to our B, which is 12, it should still be greater than, no? So 2 times 20 is 40, 2 times 12 is 24. Therefore, 40 is still greater than 24. Okay, so this is the example for this one. Okay, another, if our A is 5 and our B is 9, and this time 5, of course, is less than 9, then if we try to multiply -2/3 on both sides, so 5 times -2/3 and 9 times -2/3, it should still be Let's try to simplify. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 over 3. And here, 9 times negative 2 is negative 18 over 3, or 6. Here, it's 3 or 3 and 1/3. Therefore, 6 is still greater than 3 and 1/3. So this one is also true. Okay? So applying the different properties of inequalities class, we can now solve for a linear inequalities in one variable. Okay? So to solve an inequality is to find the set of values for x that make the inequality true. Okay? So solving linear inequality in one variable class is almost similar to solving linear equations from following the different properties of inequalities. Only that in linear inequality, it may have more than one solution, unlike the linear equation in one variable. Okay? So let's now have the steps in solving linear inequalities in one variable. The first step is to simplify both sides of the inequality as needed. Okay, meaning to say we have to distribute to clear the parentheses or clear the fractions or decimals by multiplying it by the LCD and combining the like term. Okay. Second, once we have done that, we can now make use of the addition property of inequalities. Okay? So that all the variables are on one side of an inequality and all constants are on the other side. Alright? And for the last, use the multiplication property of inequality to clear any remaining coefficients. So if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, reverse the direction of the inequality symbol. Okay? So let's try some examples on how we solve linear inequalities in one variable. Alright. So we have here x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 5. So to solve this one class, we need to use the first step, the the API, addition property of inequality. So here we have x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay? For us to be able to cancel 10 here, we need to subtract 10 on both sides. Alright? So the 10 minus 10 is 0, so that x will be isolated. Okay? So here we will only have x is greater than or equal to negative 5, since this one is cancelled. And 5 minus 10 is negative 5. Therefore, our x here is greater than or equal to negative 5. Okay? Next example. We have x over 3 is greater than 1. So how do we solve for x? So we have here x over 3 is greater than 1. By the use of multiplication property of inequality, we have to multiply 1/3 on both sides, or the multiplicative inverse of 3, which is 1/3, which is 3. So multiplying 3 on both sides, that would be x times 1 or x times 3 or 3x over 3 is greater than 1 times 3 or 3. So here we can cancel 3 divided by 3, that's only x is greater than 3. Alright? So this is now our x. Next is negative 3x minus 3 is less than 6. So here again, we need to apply the addition property of inequality for us to isolate the variable on the left side. So we have here negative 3x minus 3 is less than 6. So we need to add, since this is minus, we need to add its inverse. So plus 3 on both sides. So we have here, cancel this one because negative 3 plus 3 is 0. We have negative 3x is less than 9. Okay? And how do we make the coefficient of x equal to 1? We need to multiply negative 1/3 on both sides. Or just divide the 3. Okay? That's the same. So it will be x is less than negative 3. Okay? And for our last example, 4 times the quantity x plus 1 is less than 2x plus 3. Let's solve for the inequality. So here, we need to apply distribution property or distributive property first. So we have here 4x, distribute 4 to each term on the binomial. So 4 times x is 4x plus 4 times 1 is 4 is less than 2x plus 3. So here, we have to move 2x on the left side of the equation. So it would be 4x plus 4. By transposition, it will be negative 2x. Okay? Is less than 2x plus 3. So minus 2x minus 4. So here also minus 4. Subtract 4 to it. Okay? So to simplify, 4x minus 2x, that would be 2x. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so we can cancel this out. And then 2x minus 2x also canceled. Positive 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So 2x is less than 1. And divide both sides or multiply it to the multiplicative property of inequality 1/2. Okay, so our x here is, sorry, this one is negative 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So our x is negative 1. Alright, so it's now your turn. Kindly solve the following inequalities.